Joy,
Jason Pure.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, trying to adjust camera and get
Right.
my life together.
Zaria's waving at you, by the way.
Hey, Azaria.
Hi.
Yes. All that Virgo energy in the building.
Zaria says she Leo.
Where's she going? Well, bye, girl.
She says she Leo. Get it
Oh,
together.
she's Leo. Okay, okay. I apologize.
Whatever.
Whatever
I,
she is today, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, we're not
mhm.
talking about her. We're talking about you.
Exactly. I wore my shirt. Wait, can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes. Give the people the shirts. Music changed my
Yes.
life.
I'm
That's
not. I'm
right.
not. I'm not flashing y'all with my boobs. I'm just,
I mean, that's where it is. But hey,
Sorry, mom.
well, I mean, hey, she knows she gave them to
Yes. Yeah, she
you.
did.
She said, yes,
I had
yes. Think about it, right? Maybe.
to. My mama didn't
Yes,
know my
indeed.
body.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, welcome officially to Five Songs That Changed My Life. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you for
We've
having
been
me. I'm excited to be here.
absolutely, yeah, we've been talking about it for a minute, but now the day is here. Yes, yes, yes. So, to tell the people a little bit about this wonderful woman who is not only my dear friend, but an amazing, accomplished person.
Hmm.
You you were born in Chicago, Illinois, repping Chi-Town.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. But you currently reside in ATL, as do I. And that's where we
Yep.
met.
Yep.
I have to read this part because I love it so much. Self-described. This is a quote. Recovering workaholic, a little obsessive compulsive, and a lot of the definition of hashtag black girl magic.
All
Yes,
day.
I
All
love it.
day.
I love it. On a more serious note, you're also a survivor of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and also a religious cult. So a lot of
Mhm.
survival and life experience that you get to share with the world. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And in addition to being a mother and a daughter and an amazing friend, you are also the owner of Shift, with all those
This.
I's in it, administrative management and consulting. And you are an author of a best-selling book. Here it
Best.
is, y'all. Let me take the
Look.
glare out of it. The Goddess Journal Dysfunction. There we go. Hardcover, soft cover, your Kindle edition. It's available everywhere.
Available everywhere. That thing is booming. I just got off the phone with my mom. She was like, I just finished it. It was so good. I was like,
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm working my way through it. I think I'm about halfway. You can't see my
okay.
bookmark, but yeah, about halfway done.
All right. Well, that look. Just keep reading it. I gotta know what you think.
Oh yeah, trust me. You know I've been texting you like, really, really,
you
really, girl,
have.
really.
You have. I'm like, oh my goodness. But you're not the only one. Like so many of the people who know me, they're like, oh, wait a minute, Joy, I didn't know that this happened. And I'm like, it didn't.
Right,
That
it's a
didn't
work
happen
of
to
fiction.
me. It's a
Right.
no, right? So yeah, the response has been really, really cool. I'm excited
That
about it.
is awesome. So before we get into the music, tell me
Yeah.
about the book. Give me the elevator pitch, if you will.
The elevator pitch for the book is it is a story about a woman's journey through her love life. She's entered into her 40th year of life and she's starting to question how is it that I'm this successful in all these other areas of my life, but my
Mhm.
dating life kind of sucks. And so as she's trying to discover like what's going on with her and what her issues are, she enters into counseling and her counselor takes her on this journaling process to help her kind of uncover some of the skeletons and the bones and the things that she's a little bit afraid to address.
Right.
So during that process, she recounts all of her intimate experiences and dating experiences from her very first love and losing her virginity, the whole nine, all the way up to her current situation. And it's just been a lot of messes over the last 20 some odd years. And so it's really funny. It's clever. It's witty.
Oh yeah.
Um, lot sarcastic, had to,
Mhm.
insert a little bit of that into there because I wanted it to be relatable to women and men, within this age group of like 35 and up, but also for folks who had had some experiences dating.
Yeah.
But her journey doesn't just take you through the men that she's been in love with or been in bed with, it takes you through a little bit of her family situation and her friendship situation as well. So you kind of get this huge snapshot of what this woman's life is like and how there's this through line in her relationships of what's dysfunctional. It's just
Hmm.
starting from childhood through her father, her mother, her siblings, her friendships, and the men that she loves. So it's just an interesting piece of work that I hope people find not only funny but intriguing, will help them even think a little bit about themselves, all while entertaining them. So that's
I love it.
dysfunction in a nutshell.
Yes, yes, yes. So the fun part that I know behind the scenes, how long did it take you to get from idea to finished product?
So it's a two-part story, right? So I started officially working on the book in October of 2018. And that is when I learned how to really write the book. Like, I had the ideas, I had been writing for years, but it wasn't until I went to Anthony Joyner's book writing boot camp that I received the framework to really structure how to pull this thing together and bring it to life. So from
Okay.
October of 2018 until November of 2020, I was working on that book and was able to send it to the printer, the editor, the printer, and all that stuff in November to get you the product that you have in your hand. But the bigger picture to that is I've been working on this book for 20 years.
Wow.
This book has stories in it that I literally pulled out of a box that I had printed off of a freaking, I don't know, Atom computer or something back in the day, and kind of revamped them, right? I updated things, I changed names, I changed scenery to bring it to life and bring it up, current. But
Mhm.
it's a lot. It's been a long time, like 20 years or so.
I love it. I love it. So what
Ridiculous.
was your motivation during that time to continue to come back to this project and make sure you saw it to fruition?
You know what? I've always wanted to write. So writing is really my passion work, right? I love my consulting business. I love all of the 9 to 5 that I've ever had. And I've done a pretty good job at those things. But writing has always been the thing that kind of kept me balanced. It's been my therapy. It's been, my outlet, and my creative kind of voice has been through my pen. So I knew this was something I had to pick up. I had to do it. I was going to do it. I didn't know when, I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I figured it out in October, and this is the final product.
That is so awesome.
Hallelujah.
That's so awesome.
Hallelujah.
Yes, yes, praise him, praise him. So happy
Right?
it's here. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So let's go ahead and jump into this music. We'll talk more about the musical component to your book.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's tell me about that before we get into the song list. Tell me about the musical portion of your book as well.
So a lot happened during the editing process, which I'm just now figuring out.
Mhm.
But some people like to work in silence, and I'm not one of those people. I like
Either.
to play music when I clean, when I eat. I can have the television on and an actual movie or series or something is playing, and I'll put it on mute and have music playing in the background. So, so for me, music created a space for me to really write, um, and motivate me to push forward. And honestly, some of the music actually inspired some of the scenes. And then in other times, the music actually brought the scene to a whole, like a close, because
Mhm.
I wanted people to relate to it. And because I'm such a lover of music, I figured a lot of my fans would probably, or my readers would probably be the same. So I wanted to make sure that they could connect with the book, not just from a character's perspective, but just from a feel, right? So as I'm writing the book, my zone is red wine, clean house, music,
Mm.
right? That's
Mhm.
the zone that gets me to push through any scene. I wrote some of your favorite scene in the book is probably something that I wrote on the couch listening to somebody's music, somebody's song. So
Nice.
the music really was just a motivating factor. But also I wanted to infuse into the character's life that it pushed her so much so, um, that she kind of made decisions sometimes based off of that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of people in real life are the same way. We feel a certain way, and we jump in the shower and we turn it on, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of opens us up to whatever it is that we're trying to get to. So yeah, music just has always inspired me. I come from a family of musical talents. I have friends that are musically talented.
Best friend.
And so I wanted to highlight a lot of that of my own experience, but also, share some of my love through my writing and of my friend's profession as well. So,
Awesome. That's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
So yes, so on that note, let's jump into the song list. The first one is Roll Some Mo by Lucky Day. And I have to totally give you credit that you were the first person to be like, Jason, Lucky Day, you need to get into him.
Oh my
Painted is an
goodness.
amazing album.
I don't even remember when I first heard him. But as soon as I heard Lucky Day, I was like, who is this kid? Right. And I
Hmm.
remember I called my nephew, who's probably about the same age as Lucky Day, but my nephew is also into music. And, he
Hmm.
makes music. And he was like, oh, he's dope. He's dope. And that's a dope song. And this is what it means. And when I discovered that Roll Samo, and then I just went through that first album, I think it's called Painted, I was like,
Hmm.
I love this kid. I love
Oh
this
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. So that's my groove song. I can play it a million times in a day.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's listen to a little piece of it for those who are not familiar. Again, y'all, this is five songs that changed my life with my girl Joy Alantis. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see the little question mark. If you have a question for me or for Joy, tap that little question, type your question in. We'll make sure we get to it. All right, y'all. But everybody, welcome to Five Songs That Changed My Life. We're waving at you. We see your comments. We see you coming in. Thank
Hey,
you so much. Yeah, y'all really need to get into that one. It is an incredible song.
yeah, listen to that. I mean, the arrangements, I think the
Hmm.
instrumentation on that. I mean, the whole album. I read something where it says he uses live instruments, but I don't know how true that is, because I don't know. I've never been in the studio with him, but he did an exceptional job on that first album.
Yeah,
He really
yeah, yeah.
did,
It definitely
and
has that live feel to it for sure.
yeah, and it some people will say he reminds them of like Frank Ocean, but I
I see
heard,
that.
yeah, I see that, but I felt more. I mean, I'm older, right? I'm in my 40s, so it would make sense that I was like, yeah, Frank,
Yes,
whatever.
40s. Come on.
Right, come through with the 40s and the good
Hmm.
skin
Baby hairs.
and the baby hair. Well, I really felt a lot of Prince in his album.
Mm.
Did you sense that at all?
Now that you mention it, yes, I feel like I definitely felt Frank. Um,
Yeah.
I definitely felt Frank when Frank first started, but there was
Right.
also a connective tissue between Prince and Frank when Frank first started. There's that
Okay.
songwriter, musician-y, really artsy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, it's very sensual, not necessarily sexual. Well, there's that too, but it's
Right.
very sensual. They're very descriptive in how they describe things and how lyrical they are.
Yeah.
It's very melodic. I think that there's a tie between all three of them.
Listen, I that was what I heard, and I'm a huge Prince fan.
Yes.
It's surprising that he didn't make the list, but a lot of really, really amazing talent and some of my most favorite songs didn't make the list. But it's because they didn't. They might be on my playlist, but it didn't really have much to do with the message in the book.
Right,
And
right.
so that groove of Rosamo Lucky Day kind of ties into her driving. There's some scenes where she's like, and I got in the car and she's like pondering. And, in my mind, the radio's playing, and these are some of the songs that you might hear when she's specifically in the car,
Hmm.
trying to make these life-changing decisions.
Right,
Is it an
right.
innie or an outie if you read the book? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
if you
saying?
read the book, you know what that means. Oh
You
my
know what
God.
that means.
But right.
So yeah.
So your character's name, let me see if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Joy Allen, is that right?
Joy Allen, yup.
Yes, Joy with an E, so it
With an
can't be
E.
you. It's not
I mean,
possible.
listen, can't be me. Had to,
Can't be you. Plausible deniability, it's a work of fiction.
there
But
you go.
so real talk moment.
Yeah.
How much of you is in the character of your book, the protagonist?
Man, she's at least 50% Joy
Word,
Alantis, right?
word.
Um, and I kind of chalk that up to this is my first piece of real published work, right? I've
Hmm.
done magazines, I've done blogs, I've helped other people write, but this was really my baby. She had 3 different names before I just said, F it, she's gonna be, I got it, she's gonna be Joy.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth about even how that happened, I was having such a hard time writing from a different person's voice,
Mm.
right? In a different perspective. Some of the scenes I was just like, I can't find what to say. I don't know what to say. And so I changed it with the intent of changing it back to one of the original names. But once I got through, got finished with it, I was like, this actually works.
Yeah.
There's some marketability in having her named Joy, even though it's a little different. Most people are going to assume that she's me, and it's just going to be easier for me to kind of relate whatever it is I was trying to kind of get through, just because it feels a lot like me. But yeah, she's about 50% Joy.
Gotcha, gotcha. So to be
The
clear, this
real
is
Joy.
not completely autobiographical.
No, 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 no. No. The funny part about that though is some of my closest friends who have purchased the book and started reading it literally are calling me like, "Oh my God, Kendrick! I didn't know that happened." I was like, "What the? That didn't happen. I don't even know
It didn't
anybody
happen.
named Kendrick." You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm glad that I chose the name, because I think it helped pull a lot out of me that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So let's go on to the next song on your list, and you can tell me how it relates to you and to the book as well.
Okay.
I'll Be Good by Renee and
That's my
Angela, whatever her name is today. Um,
whatever. Angela, whatever.
Angela, y'all that's old enough on here. Y'all know why I make that joke.
They gonna know
But
this song.
I'll Be Good. That's a whole jam. So we're gonna bop a little bit, and then we're gonna talk more.
Come on now.
Yeah, man, that's that good old school jam.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God. And thank you for playing his part, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to
A
hear his
lot
voice
of
too,
times we
right?
kind of skip over him, like, but he was dope. Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
Absolutely.
That
Shout out to
song,
Renee and
ooh,
Angela.
Renee and Angela, they are like the force to be reckoned with from a
Hmm.
duet standpoint. Like
Hmm.
every time I think of them, I think of like Kiki Wyatt and Avant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like they wouldn't even have a career if it weren't for Renee and Angela.
That's
Um,
right.
God, that song is so dope to me though. Like the bass line, like the
Hmm.
lyrics, her voice, his voice. It feels like when I was a little girl.
Mm,
And you know how black families are. We got Sunday cleanup days.
that's right.
But my mom definitely, she had music and she just played music. We love music in our house. I come from a musical family, so they were singing songs, and that was one that man, it just I don't know what it was specifically for being a young person that made me gravitate toward that song, but I know as a young woman and an adult now, I mean, please, you Biggie,
Oh
Foxy
yeah.
Brown,
Uh-huh.
Jay-Z.
Oh. Hey.
I think Wiz Khalifa remade it recently or did a sample of it recently.
Sample of it,
So
yeah.
yeah, so that song is just it's so good and it feels really good.
Hmm. Hmm. So
So
how does it
yeah.
relate to the book? Where does it fall in the story without giving too much away?
So for me, the this particular song, "I'll Be Good," is completely attached to Joy and First relationship.
Hmm.
I don't know where you are in the book, but I talk about in the synopsis where Joy has a rekindling of a relationship that she's been kind of running away for about 15 years.
Hmm.
And she has this surprise reunion with this gentleman. His name is First. And, the I'll be good to you better than before, right?
Right.
It just feels a lot like their story and what they had to go through to get back to where they end up in the book, and then possibly even where they go from here, because you know, when you get to the end of it, you'll see they're still trying to figure things out. And
Hmm.
so the promise that first makes to her, to Joy, when he comes back into her life, practically begging, you know, and pleading and stalking her halfway and all that stuff, is, you know, I am not the guy that I was when we were younger. And the mistakes that I made back then and the pain that we had, you know, that we shared between us in our young relationship, I promise you, I'm better than that now. I
Hmm.
won't take you through that again. And so she has to decide if she wants to believe it or not. And they go through the roller coaster of what rekindling a love really means. And it gets interesting, right? It's
Yes,
not a fairy
interesting.
tale at all. It's not a fairy tale.
Well, you know, I think that that's a through line in the book. Like I said, I'm about halfway done with it, and I definitely am going to finish because it's addictive, y'all. It really is.
Yes.
You don't want to put it down. I had to put it down for other things. But you strike that balance really well between um, the humor as well as the seriousness, the sober subjects, the irreverence. You know, we definitely talk about sex. We get into the nitty gritty of who
Yes.
did what, where, and
How
how
big it was.
and how big it was and what he did with it. But there's so many things that are balanced. It's such a well-rounded character that you've created, and you describe her world so well, with such beautiful language. You guys, if you have not picked this book up, or if you have a copy and haven't cracked it open yet, what are you waiting for? Get
Listen,
into it. Get
get
into it, y'all.
into it. Get into
Mm-hmm.
it. As my girl
Mm-hmm.
Tammy Roman said, get into it.
Shout out to Tammy Roman, the reality TV OG. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the next song on your list is another classic, classic, classic. I Want You by Marvin Gaye. Man, what you doing with all these sexy songs? Come on now.
It's a sexy book.
It is a sexy book. It really
Have you
is.
looked at the cover?
Uh, what do y'all think this is? Let's take a poll in the comments. What do you guys think this is on the cover? Make sure y'all see it without the glare. So see, it's The Goddess Journal, Dysfunction by Joy Alantis. And then there's something in the background. Tell me what you guys think this is in the comments. We'll talk about it after we listen to the song.
After we listen to the song.
I Want You by Marvin Gaye, y'all. Again, welcome to Five Songs That Changed My Life. If you're just tuning in, my special guest is best-selling author, all-around dope-ass black girl magic, Joy
Period.
Alantis. Woo. All right, y'all. So I Want You, Marvin Gaye. I had to come back. I was in a zone.
He takes you somewhere. He takes you
He
somewhere.
takes you away.
Oh my
So,
God.
how did that song influence you, and how does it relate to the book?
So when I think about artists who kind of capture romance and, you know, like erotic thoughts and just overall sexiness, like Marvin was obviously the top of the list.
Hmm.
Um, and that particular song stood out for me for Joy's character because she really just wanted to be desired. So the way Marvin discusses the woman, which I believe that song was written for his wife, Barry Gordy's daughter Anna, or
Ah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they had this crazy, wild, passionate, violent relationship. And when he
Hmm.
did the "I Want You" album, allegedly, it came out that that album was kind of a tribute. It was, you know, biographical. It was a tribute to this woman that he was just kind of smitten by. I don't know that that's 100% true, but I've read that,
Hmm.
I've seen that, and I think he was pretty much obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And so when I think about how he wrote the song, how he sang the song, it was so sensual. He meant every freaking word.
Hmm.
I thought about how Joy in this book, she really just she craves this. She desires for her partner to just love her, you know. And you know, I couldn't think of a better song. I couldn't.
Let's see. Miss Betty said it's Barry's sister.
Okay, well, my mama know. That's my
Right.
mama. That's my mama.
Yes,
Hey,
mama.
mama. So yeah, I just kind of thought, one, I can't write a book about love, about sex, about, you know, passion and not acknowledge Marvin Gaye. Like, who
Hmm.
does that? But
Hmm.
also, in my home, in my family, Marvin was a staple. We had plenty of Marvin Gaye albums, so
Oh yeah.
he's important to my groove time.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
yes. He's important to music as a whole. Marvin is
man,
irreplaceable. Irreplaceable.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that as I tried to visualize these moments in this book, because you've probably gotten to the Elliot part,
Yes.
so that
Yes.
kind of fits into Elliot's role.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that
Mm.
was
Yes.
it.
Yes, indeed. So y'all, again, here is her book, the book we're discussing, The Goddess Journal, Dysfunction, a novel by Joy Alantis. And we asked the question before we listened to Marvin Gaye, I Want You, a very sensual, sensual song.
Very.
What the hell is this in the back? I'm sorry, Mom, I said hell. What is this in the back? This is my show. I cuss a little bit.
You can cuss a little bit.
And so let me see what these comments got to say about what they think.
Oh my goodness.
Um, y'all are
I
funny
I
to
see a couple
me.
of folks in there.
Right. Your mother said it's a rose. Yes, ma'am, it
Yes.
sure is. It is a
Yes, ma'am.
beautiful flower.
A beautiful flower.
Hmm. The infrared, crazy ass husband, said it's a prayer.
It's a prayer.
It's a prayer. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Sure. I know some people that would like to pray to it. Indeed.
What?
Natalie Mosley 3 says it's a V spot to the G spot. Come
B to the
on.
G spot.
Mm.
I mean, listen,
Is what it
my
is. Ain't what it
mind,
ain't.
my mind, it works in, you know, interesting ways. So when I was
Mm.
looking for like the perfect cover, I saw that. I don't know
Mhm.
why I selected a rose though. And I know I deliberately searched for a rose, but I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I searched for this rose and that popped up, and I was like, that's it, buy it. Like, that's the
Perfect.
cover. I don't care what
Perfect.
happens. And I gave the designer the opportunity or the option to change it. Like, hey, if you think something else would work better, you're the expert. And he said, nope, this is perfect. I love it. So,
Awesome. Awesome. So really quick, as an independent musician and little sneak peek, as a burgeoning author, I'm working on a book myself.
mm-hmm.
What have you learned through the process of self-publishing your own book?
That shit is hard
Ah,
and it's a lot of
okay,
work.
okay.
Um, but there is there's something about creative control that is empowering, but it's needed. I think a lot of artists who don't go this route, they lose a lot of that in their work,
Hmm.
and it's a shame. It's really a shame because I think you're the only person that really knows what you're trying to convey. Someone can come in and expound on that, but a lot of times, because they're trying to get your product to market and make money, they kind of gloss over a lot of the things that make your project so unique to you, and
Hmm.
they make it like everything else. It happens in music, it happens in movies, it happens in fashion, pretty much everywhere. And so the thing that I do, while it's hard work, it's so worth it. You know this, and a
Hmm.
lot of folks out there who have gone this route, they understand what this process really means on the other side of as a reward. But if you're not familiar with it and you're thinking about going this route, I would say do it. I mean, it gives you hands-on experience with what the process looks like.
Yeah.
You get to learn from your mistakes, and you also get the praise for the things that you happen to get right, just from an internal influence. Like, I don't know how I selected some of the appropriate things from a marketing standpoint, a color scheme. I don't know. I just did it.
Yeah.
And, I got a great compliment from one of the top branding strategists in the game. I think Jinx.
Yeah.
Um, Jinx sent me a note and was just like, Joy, it looks amazing. And so when people who are at the top of their game in their industry give you those types of compliments, when my editor said you have mastered dialogue and I haven't taken a creative writing class, these are the things that makes a movie. It not only it boosts your ego, right? It definitely makes you feel proud and confident, but it validates what it is that you love doing so much.
Yeah.
Right. And so doing self-publishing, man, I'm enjoying it so much. Like, I think I posted, this shit is fun. But I'm a little crazy when it comes to working, but I'm enjoying it so much that I am willing to take the slow journey to some of the goals that I've set for this project, because it's not really just about the bang, right? It's not really just about make the money, get in front of 1 million people in one day. It really is about the journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much in this, between the space and time between start and finish, that is so important that we don't take time to just enjoy that. And that's what I'm doing right now, enjoying the space and time between starting and finishing, because every goal really is a start and finish. So, you know, this podcast, this is something new for me, right? Like, I have to get into the groove of getting on camera and putting on some lip gloss, you know. But it's fun. It's very rewarding, and it makes you feel really proud of the work that you put into it. So I encourage folks to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, y'all. That was a whole bunch of nuggets and wisdom
Boom,
all
boom,
wrapped up in there.
boom.
So I hope you caught it all.
Oh.
Again, my special guest tonight, I'm so happy to have her here, is my dear friend Joy Alantis, best-selling author of The Goddess Journal, Dysfunction.
Hey.
It is a beautiful, beautiful novel, work of fiction, but there's a lot that you can take away from it as well. So if you don't have your copy, go to her Instagram. I'm sure there's a link in your bio where they can get a copy.
Yep, link in bio. Yep.
Yes. So we got a couple more songs on this list. The next one is one I forgot about, but thank you so much for putting it on your list, because
look.
Right. Y'all, Ever Wanting by Maxwell. This is from that Embryo album, I think.
Embryo, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing project.
Indeed.
So, y'all, we're gonna listen to a little bit of it, and then we're gonna talk more. Again, this is 5 songs that changed my life. My guest is Joy Alantis. Ooh. Can't listen to too much.
Ooh.
I need y'all to stay on this live. Don't go text nobody, call nobody. I miss you. WYD. Don't do it. Stay right here till we done.
Oh my, Maxwell, honey. How did you forget about that song?
I don't know. I know a lot of songs. I'll be writing my own sometimes, which we'll get to in a minute.
That's true. My bad.
No, I'm kidding. But so tell me, how did that song change your life, and how did it change your book?
So Maxwell's first album came out in 96. Was it 96? I think Urban Hang Suite came out in 96. And I think it was right around the time, like, I had started my relationship.
Come on, relationship. Come on.
Trying to grow up and be a woman.
It was 96, by the way.
Okay.
Yep.
So yes, a little bit around that time, or after, a little after. I met my daughter's father, got pregnant, quick, fast, in a hurry. And Maxwell was just one of those artists that we like to listen to together. And I think at that time, I mean, everybody loved Maxwell, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he was just so good. He was so consistently good to me. I think the Embryo album, when it came out in 98 or whatever, a couple of years later, I don't think that it was received very well at first. And I don't know why. People were kind of like, well, I loved every song, every single song.
I think with Embryo, he definitely stepped up his artistry. It felt more like a cohesive body of work than the first album. But yeah, I understand why people may have been a little hesitant to receive it at first, but I think it's a masterwork, honestly.
It really is. And, we're hard on folks, but, me, I'm kind of a fan forever. Like, if I like you one time, I pretty much like you forever until you do something that is just trash. And I don't think he's ever done anything trash. So that particular song, though, it's like, what, 6 minutes long? It's long. It's something about a song that has a really smooth groove for me. right? Like I can love on my man, I can clean the house, I can read a book, I can relax. I can almost meditate to this song.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just for this book, it's just so sensual. Again, very, very much in line with what Marvin Gaye's "I Want You"
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And so this particular song in the book, Joy and First are kind of relaxing and getting ready for bed or something, and this is playing in the background. Like it comes on the radio or whatever. Her I don't know, music streaming.
Right.
And she's being funny and she says to him, "You know what I want first? You know what what I'm ever wanting from you?" And he's like, "What?" And she says, "Reparations." And
Woo.
he's like completely confused. But if you remember, this is not the first time they've been down this road. And so she kind of takes her, silly little witty, little sarcastic way and infuses that song into asking him for more of what it is that she actually wants from him this
Mm.
time around. So, that's how it got into the book. It just made a little bit of sense based on what I was trying to say. But also, I mean, man, that song is fucking amazing. I can
Yeah.
listen to it on repeat.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yep, yep.
Massive record. Oh my
Massive.
gosh. Massive
Massive.
record. Yes.
I
So
can't
the
believe you
last
said
song on your
that.
list. Hmm.
Yes. Oh,
Hmm. Hmm.
I can't do
Keep
it.
on running. By me.
By you.
By
Yours truly,
me.
Kirsten Pure.
Yes, it's your boy Pure made the list. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Made the freaking list. I
Yes.
think I had an editing mix up though,
Hmm.
but we ain't gonna talk about that. We gonna say what it is.
It's all good.
We
It's
gonna
all
say
good.
what it is. Yep. Keep on
Yes,
running by
indeed.
you. One of my favorite songs by you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm
If
honored.
not my favorite. I think it's
Yes.
my favorite. That's my favorite.
So far, because I got that
So
new
far.
coming for
And new
2021.
new coming. Yeah, I
And the
can't
way,
wait.
and trust me, it could fit into this book. But we gonna keep going for right now and listen
Make
to one of
sure
my
I hear
clean
it.
songs.
Make
Y'all,
sure
this is
I
Keep On Running by me.
find you.
I will not try. I will succeed.
Again, welcome to Five Songs to Change My Life. My special guest is my girl Joy Alantis. Come on, hype woman. I love it. I
Come on.
appreciate
That's
it.
my
I live for it.
It's me in the background.
Hey, 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 hey. Pop it, drop it. Hey.
But then you realize that you got more money left, and you already ran out of your reserve. Whether you're grinding on your day job, or you're working on the night shift, see you made it this far. Don't quit.
Hey,
Whether you're grinding on
hey.
your day job, or you're working on the night shift, see you made it this far. On your mark, go get it off the top. Just keep on running, keep on running. Oh, oh, get it off the top. Just keep on running, keep on running.
Hey.
Hey,
See,
hey,
I'm an
hey,
independent
hey.
artist, so I can play as much of my
You
song as I
can play
want
that
to.
the whole
I can play the whole song.
that freaking song. Oh my God. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, soundtrack? This is a soundtrack song. What are we doing? Who are we
Thank
shopping this to?
you. Please, everybody that's got a budget.
That song really was happening. Well, I heard it. Well, yeah, it came out in 2017, right?
2018, I believe.
18.
Yeah.
And I was turning 40 in 2018. And
Mm,
I really was like, oh, this is the theme song for my birthday party.
yeah.
That's really, I mean, it really was. I was making a lot of transitions in my life. I was feeling extra fabulous, extra
And you were
fly.
extra fabulous.
I was looking real good.
Extra scrumptious. Come on.
Scrumdiddlyumptious. Um, and I was grinding like that song when it was just like, whether you're grinding on your day job or you're working a night shift, like you made
Hmm.
this. Yeah, you know the words, you wrote it.
But I appreciate you knowing the words. That
Oh,
means
I
so
know
much.
the words.
Thank
Um,
you.
it was just like sometimes we have to find the thing that pushes us to the next step.
Hmm.
A lot of people are self-motivation and whatever. But for me, a lot of times it's like, man, I either see something, I hear something, I read something. And at that time, it was a lot going on. I was busy as hell. And I was kind of climbing up. I was trying to climb up to this, this proverbial ladder to some top of something. And when
Hmm.
I heard that, I was like, that's my 2018 theme song.
I love
That's
it.
it. That's it.
I
And
love it.
it just fit really well. And I talk about Joy in the book having her party. And what I realized is that the editing mix up is um, all of my Alexa plays, which is how
Hmm.
I wrote the book, got pulled out. All of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out, I didn't do that on purpose. So what happened? So somewhere in the editing, those 19 songs that I listed it's gotten chopped down to actually 10.
Okay.
And I think it had something to do, maybe I have to ask the editor, with the Alexa play, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
I was like, what happened to? But yeah, your song was originally written when it says she had everything she needed and she was exactly where she wanted to be after her birthday party, which
Hmm.
you were at my 40th birthday party. So that is
Yep.
absolutely biographical, right? Like that
Yeah.
actually happened, that 40th, from what I wore to what was playing on the TV.
Yeah.
And at the end of that, it says, the night needed a theme song. Alexa play Keep On Running by Jason Pure. And when
Yo.
I was getting ready for this, I was like, what? I literally went through the whole draft and I was like, I've been lying to the people. I said it was 19 songs in the book and I counted again. It's 10. I was like, oh, shoot, what happened? So
Mm.
that was definitely unintentional. But you're number one on my playlist, boo.
Well, I appreciate you. Yes, and I know that you do have a Spotify playlist as well. Where can people find that?
Literally, if you go to Spotify, you can type in Dysfunction the same way the book is written, and it'll take you there. Or the easiest thing to do is to go to my website, which is www.dysfunctionbook.com. It is one of the drop-down menus called Playlist. It'll take you right there. It's 86 or 87 songs on there. It's 6 hours or
Yes,
so of listening. It has some of the best joints you probably ever going to hear in your life,
I love it.
including Jason Pure, who opens the entire playlist. And not to toot my own horn, but I play that thing almost every day because the music in there is like good stuff, and
It's good
it
stuff.
ranges. There's jazz, like you have Miles Davis and Nancy Wilson in that playlist.
Hmm.
You have R&B, hip hop. It's wide range.
I love it. I love it, y'all. Yes, she is not only an author, but she is a true music head. If you can't tell, I love it. I appreciate it. I live for it. Yes. So before we go, please tell the people not only where they can find you, how they can reach you, how they can get your book, but what's coming up next for you. Is there another book in the works, maybe?
So the Goddess Journal is intended to be a serialized novel. If you have read the book, then you know that there is a big cliffhanger. And if you've read the book, you know that there is a lot of room for me to build on characters, stories, and development and arcs and all kinds of things. So intentionally done. The idea is to have, I don't know if this would be a trilogy or what, but I definitely want to write more in this series because I think there's still so much more to not just Joy's character, but everyone in the book's character, her
Mm.
parents, her sibling, her friends. And of course, she mentioned, I don't know, 12 men or something crazy. There's,
So crazy. We're not
there's
counting
some,
though. We're
we're
not
not
counting.
counting. There's some more story to tell. So
Hmm.
what's next would be, continuing to enjoy this ride, continuing to push this product and make sure that it gets into as many hands as possible. Make sure I get your feedback and understand what the readers really want from me, so that I can curate my projects to that, because that's kind of how this thing works. I believe that this project will be on the big screen. I wrote it with the intention of having either a series, a mini series, or a movie developed from it. So I will definitely be pushing into that. And then of course, just, writing some more books in this series, and kind of creating others that I think might be interesting for you guys, that I could actually do a good job at writing. So yeah, hopefully you guys will see me in all types of bestseller places, like bookstores, and then on screen, get me behind the camera. So that's what's next for Joy, for me. And where you guys can find me, Joy Alantis everywhere. Joy Alantis on Instagram, Joy Alantis on Twitter, Joy Alantis on Facebook, Joy Alantis on Amazon.com authors pages. My website is dysfunctionbook.com. You cannot go wrong there. All of my contact information, any upcoming interviews that I have is there. The book is available in paperback and hardcover. And I also have a journal that goes along with the book that you can purchase. It is a little bit similar to the process that the main character Joy goes through when she enters therapy in the book. So, it's just something cool that I thought would be helpful if people wanted or interested. So, yeah.
That's right. I forgot about the component. Tell the people about the journal real quick.
So the journal is 182 pages. It's guided. It's based on each of the 5 chapters in the book. And so for each chapter, you get an opportunity to go through the process that Joy goes through of journaling, and kind of related to your own life. So, it talks about what it means to reach a milestone birthday, and who you intended to be at that point in your life, and how close you are to that, where those beliefs came from. In terms of relationships, what are the similarities that you find between yourself and all of the partners that you've had over your lifetime or to date. And it really is just kind of helping you discover who you are and what works best for you, and some of the things that you need to give up. But for each chapter, there's a little bit of guided assistance to help you go through a lot of the journey that Joy goes through in the book.
I love it. So as the character Joy in the book is going through her journey of self-discovery and self-reflection, even more so, you guys can also go on that journey as well if you purchase the companion journal that also comes with the book.
Yeah, you want to see it? Let me show it real quick.
Yeah, show it to the people. What it look like.
This is it.
Wonderful.
It's a black V to the G.
The V spot to the G spot, she said. I love it.
There you go. But yeah, this is the guide. So the first chapter, Turning 40, there's a guide there that tells you how to work through it. And then just some, empty line pages. But it's really nice. If you are a person who likes to journal or document a little bit of your life, I would say go ahead and spend that $12 and grab it.
I love it. I love it. Well, Joy, thank you so much for joining me on 5 Songs. This has been super fun.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Jason. I've been so excited, amped up. I started, trying to do my makeup 4 hours ago.
Yes. You gave me some baby hairs and some puffs.
Yeah, your little baby hair, little wave,
And a shirt that you might recognize. Give the people the shirt.
I'm trying
yes. Music changed my life.
Look, I'm trying
By the way, that is the
too.
Come on, waist. Snatched. By the way, y'all, that shirt is the official shirt of this show. So if you want to get one for yourself, we have it in blue, we have it in black, we have it in heather gray. It is available at the link in my bio, so you can get like Joy and be fly and
ish. Thank you so much, Jason. This was fun. I've been anticipating this moment for a long time. So thank you for allowing me to be the first author on the show. I feel very honored.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on the show. This has been so fun. And trust me, I will be texting you more as I'm reading the book because it's crazy.
Please do. I look forward to it. Thank you guys in the chat room. I see
yes, thank you everybody for tuning in, for all these comments. Thank you, especially Miss Betty, for chiming in and getting our facts straight.
Right,
she was our fact checker for this conversation.
Right. all things Motown go through Betty.
I love it. Well, y'all have a great night. Joy, thank you so much. I'll see y'all next Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.